WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. A Columbus mother is still searching for justice after her son was shot and killed nearly 3 years ago. Back in June, the grand jury passed a no bill on the suspect arrested in connection to her son's death, clearing him of the murder charge. Now she wants answers and the suspect behind bars because she believes he'll cause harm to her other son, or Quentin Smith. He speaks with the mother. He now joins us live in the studio with the story. Quentin.
Scott, it was due to a lack of evidence that the grand jury chose not to indict the suspect who was initially charged with killing 18-year-old Deshaun Boyd. It's a decision that Antina Billups still hasn't come to grips with, and she believes it now leaves her family in danger. In fact, according to Billups, just last night, the same suspect who was once charged with killing Boyd entered her oldest son's home, threatening to kill him and everyone inside.
It has been no justice served on my son's case.
Antina Billups says not a day goes by that she doesn't think and reminisce on all of the fond memories that she shared with her son, Deshaun Boyd.
In Deshaun murder, it not gonna get solved, period. At all. It's just death. 3 years to pay. Who in jail for it? No one.
It was back in November of 2016 when Boyd's body was found lying next to a burning vehicle in the 2100 block of 8th Avenue South. In June 2017, an arrest was made in the homicide. However, a year later, that suspect was cleared of the murder charge.
The DA told me the individual was going to Wisconsin and not come back to Columbus. Until an incident happened last night when he went inside my other son's house with a gun and said he's gonna kill everybody inside the house. So all the guys ran and busted the windows out to escape.
Billups says there were a total of 6 people inside the apartment. Shattered glass can still be seen on the ground outside the Applewood apartment complex where the alleged incident happened Monday night.
My son ran 2 blocks over to Yorkville and collapsed at this old lady house. So I made it out there. My son had a broken ankle, cut up legs, and sprung back.
This type of alleged retaliation from the suspect in her son's murder case is something the mother feared. That's why she says she was frightful and raised concerns when he wasn't indicted.
Because the DA said, "When no evidence, all the witnesses made contradictory stories. They all told lies. They're all in prison."
In Mississippi, I don't decide who gets indicted. A case is presented to a grand jury, 20 random citizens. They have to decide whether there's probable cause to indict somebody. And when they deliberate to determine whether there's probable cause, they do so in secret. So I can't even be there to influence them when they make a decision.
District Attorney Scott Colomb says he did everything in his power to bring the family justice. However, in the end, Colomb says the case simply wasn't strong enough to find the suspect guilty of the murder charge.
Because there was never any witnesses that could identify any of the people that actually did the murder, and there was never any physical evidence that could really tie down anybody involved in it. And so without those 2 pieces of evidence, it becomes very difficult to prosecute a case.
Now, Colomb says the case involving Boyd's death is still open. In last night's incident, investigators say the suspect was armed, but there was no evidence of gunfire. Deputies are continuing to interview persons of interest. Scott?
All right, thank you very much, Quentin. Well, today is the Day of Empathy, a national day of action for criminal justice reform. It just so happens to also be a deadline day at the state capitol. Courtney Ann Jackson, she has more on the intersection of the two.
We are here because we understand that even though crime hurts, justice should heal.
The Day of Empathy is giving voices to a hot topic.
Criminal justice reform has been a sexy topic over the last couple of years, but not a lot of people are informed about why we're doing this.
Pauline Rogers is a former inmate who will tell you she's not lobbying for a get-out-of-jail-free card for criminals, but rather a more compassionate approach to handling decisions about people's futures.
Please forgive us. Forgive them. Forgive him. Forgive her. Forgive me.
Miss Mississippi Asia Branch has also learned what it's like to see a different side of the system.
My father's been incarcerated for the last 9 years of my life. I've just seen how not only how it's affected me, but also my family. And I know there are thousands of people throughout the rest of the state that are affected negatively from those who are falsely accused and serving sentences that they don't deserve.
Mississippi's in the process of considering additional reforms. Here's some of what would change under the proposal. Intervention courts for issues like mental health and an emphasis on reentry programs. But advocates want more added, including sentencing reform.
Prayerfully to be strengthened before it gets to the governor's desk.
Amendments were made by a Senate committee ahead of Tuesday's deadline that address more of what happens before jail. The House and Senate will still likely have to come together for compromise on the specifics.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
New tonight at 10, the Columbus City Council takes some time to commend a few Columbus police officers for their outstanding performance on the job. Officer Eric Roman, Officer Roger Tate, and Corporal Roman Soames received commendations for their help in rescuing a victim trapped by the February 23rd tornado, as well as administering life-saving aid to a shooting victim on the same day. Now, all three officers were presented with a certificate of commendation and body cam footage. You see here, it was shown to the public. Now, the certificate stated that the officers had honored the long-standing police tradition of protect and serve. We're very thankful for them that day for sure. Well, time now to toss things over to meteorologist Jacob Riley with a first look at our forecast. Hey there, Jacob.
Hey there, Scott. A cold night already across the area, sitting in the upper 20s to lower 30s out there. We are clear tonight. We're going to remain clear overnight tonight. We will see those clouds move in a little later on in the week, though. Out there right now, though, we have these freeze warnings in effect all across the southeast. You see ranging from Texas all the way down here near Jacksonville, Florida. We are under a freeze warning until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for those temperatures dropping down into the lower 20s tonight. Those winds are going to make it feel even colder as you head out the door tomorrow morning. Luckily, we're only 15 days away from spring. I have more on warmer temperatures coming up a little later in the show.
Looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Jacob. Well, counties throughout our viewing area are getting a better idea of what it's going to cost to repair roads and bridges damaged by recent floods. Riley Martin, he visited Calhoun County and has an update.
Calhoun County EMA Director Randy Skinner has personally surveyed all 60 or so roads that had some damage from the heavy rains. But every few days, Skinner returns to what is left of County Road 210.
150 feet of the hillside of County Road 200 is now resting on County Road 210. It would be safe to say this landslide by far is something that I have never witnessed in the state of Mississippi, to my knowledge.
Skinner and a team of engineers estimate it will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to repair County Road 210. And while damage was minor and has been repaired on most roads throughout the county, the price tag is high. Skinner says all damage estimates will be turned in to MEMA and FEMA.
It has been thrown around just with this landslide and other affected roads in my area. Just Calhoun County, the ones that I've estimated, we're going to be close to the $1.5 million, $2 million mark.
If FEMA approves the request, the county can get reimbursed up to 75% of its road repair costs. The state will kick in 12.5%, and that's why Skinner says it's vital to have accurate estimates as quickly as possible.
And that's just so they can make their declaration if there's going to be one, which we truly hope there will be.
The state wants initial damage estimates by March 19th. In Calhoun County, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Skinner says there shouldn't be any more issues with roads as long as there is not another extended rain.
Well, average high this time of year is around 65 degrees. Tomorrow will be a good 10 to 15 degrees below that across the area. Clear now, clear for the next couple of days. Coming up after the break, I'll let you know when the storms return to our forecast.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Riley.
Well, it is a clear Tuesday night across the area. It's really cold too. Temperatures are currently in the 20s and they're only going to get colder as we go throughout the rest of the night. Luckily, that sunshine is going to stick around for the next couple of days. We'll finally begin to see those temperatures warm up as well. However, as we head on into this weekend, we are looking like we're going to see some more strong to severe storms work their way back into our area. For tomorrow, though, no storms to worry about. Taking a look at Futurecast, nothing but sunshine across the area. It's still going to be chilly, though, with those high highs there in the 40s across the area. I don't have any good news for tomorrow in terms of temperatures, but luckily we will see that sunshine once again. 51 in Carthage, 48 Lucille, 46 degrees your daytime high there in Starkville. In West Alabama, those winds are going to continue out of the north around 3 to 8 miles an hour, keeping us at a chilly 48 in Reform, 47 Vernon, only 44 degrees there for you folks in Hamilton. Those temperatures will be in the middle 40s, 45 Calhoun City, 43 Pontotoc, but again, those winds are going to make it feel more like the lower 40s and maybe even the upper 30s for some of us. Temperatures do look to be trending upwards as we head on into the weekend, though. You see 57 Thursday, 65 Friday, 72 by Saturday. Our average high this time of year is right around 65 degrees, so luckily we will be above that. Some warmer air moving in this weekend. On top of the warmer air, though, we are going to see this cold front here begin to push out of west and central Texas on into Arkansas and Louisiana, and as it does so, it's really going to increase our storm chances throughout the day on Saturday. As of now, the Storm Prediction Center does have a level 2 risk for all the areas here in yellow. You can see extending from Missouri all the way down to the Florida Panhandle. We are expecting some tornadoes, damaging winds, hail, and some more heavy rain moving into our area as we go on into your Saturday. I am expecting much of the area to pick up anywhere between 1 and 2 more inches of rainfall. Unfortunately, we've seen so much over the past couple of weeks that we could have a little bit more flash flooding this weekend. Spring does begin this weekend as well. Spring forward there on Saturday night before you head to bed. Sunday morning is the official start of daylight saving time there at 2 a.m. Also, we want to remind you this time of year, as you move those clocks forward an hour, you also may want to change out those batteries in your smoke detectors and your NOAA weather radio, since we do have the potential of severe storms moving in this weekend. 7-day forecast looks wet going into this weekend with those stronger storms there on Saturday. Looks like we'll keep those rain showers around as we head into next week.
The sky's the limit for some area job hopefuls. We take a look at a company looking to take some applicants to new heights.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. A local manufacturer is looking to hire more than 24 people in a short amount of time. Our Cash Matlock, he talked with representatives from Airbus Helicopters. He joins us live more with the story. Hey, Cash.
That's right, Scott. Airbus Helicopters in Lowndes County says they need extra help in several areas. Now today, they hosted a job fair where several dozen people from the Golden Triangle area came out to apply. Airbus Helicopters in Lowndes County is in the market for new talent.
Aircraft technicians, aircraft quality inspectors, as well as engineers. We need skilled employees because we have the work now. We really need employees who can come on board with minimum training.
Vice President of Industry Mike Spears says the company is looking for dozens of new full-time employees, but they need to meet a certain criteria.
We're looking for someone obviously skilled in the aviation field. We also a good work ethic, good moral background, integrity. We want someone who's ready to come to work and produce a product.
Gregory Engelman worked for Airbus a few years ago. He says the company's positive management and great location have him taking a second look.
When I work mechanical on the floor out here, you have everything is nice and laid out for you. Everything's clean, very clean. You have blueprints you look at. It's not as hard to read as some people think it is. Right now, I do work out of town, so if I get the job, I'll be local once again, so that's pretty excited.
And Airbus says the Golden Triangle is the perfect applicant pool.
People retiring or getting out of the military over at Columbus Air Force Base. We also, as you said, we have the junior college, and it's just pretty good area to get employees.
They have picked some people from the EMCC Community College, and I think they have, I don't know if it's a program or not, but I know I've seen a lot of them personally start in the back shop, and it's a really good program locally and the Air Force Base. Me personally, I came from the Marine Corps. That's my background, so it definitely helps out with military friendly as well, so that's really nice.
Airbus representatives say they're hoping to make the new hires within the next 90 days.
If you're out there and you do have aviation experience and don't know about this place, it's a good spot to look into and get in touch with somebody at HR and possibly have a career change.
Well, if you missed today's job fair, you can still send in your applications to airbus.com.
Vic Schaefer and his squad proved that hard work pays off. More on that coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Back-to-back regular season titles, back-to-back Final Four appearances, and the #1 seed in the SEC tournament. It's impossible to ignore the amount of success that Mississippi State has found in recent years, including this season. But they say you're only as good as the company you keep. Well, Vic Schaefer and Tierra McCowan are some phenomenal company to keep. Both have been awarded SEC honors. Schaefer named as SEC Coach of the Year and McCowan named as SEC Player of the Year. Schaefer joins an exclusive list to be awarded the honor 3 or more times. McCowan is the first Bulldog to receive the honor since Altoya Thomas in 2003. Senior night inside the Pavilion. Ole Miss looking for its first win against Kentucky since 2009. First half of the game, Ole Miss with the 1-possession lead. Terrence Davis, the senior, hits the shot from downtown Oxford. It's 12-6 Ole Miss. But fear the hero, Tyler Hero, that is. He gets the steal, goes coast to coast, and the lay-in for the lead. The Wildcats would gain momentum from there. And this is example A of that momentum. Keldon Johnson for the DUNK. It'd be 33-25 Kentucky and forces Ole Miss to take a timeout. But Breein Tyree is fired up. Says anything you can do, I can do better. The flex for 2 more from the dunk. And Terrence Davis getting out quick in transition, takes it to the rim for the reverse layup, and the lead would be 36-34 Ole Miss. Terrence Davis with 15 points in the first half, but they say bad things come in 3. It's the 3rd straight heartbreaker for Ole Miss. Another ranked loss, 80-76. Next up, the Rebels finish out SEC play Saturday at Missouri. Now, Tennessee and Mississippi State facing off tonight. First half, Tyson Carter from way back. The Bulldogs down by 3 from there. Less than 8 to go in the first. Jordan Bone on the rebound. A nice pass to Kyle Alexander for the 2-hand slam. Volunteers have a 9-point lead. And then moving on into the second half. It's 43-27 Tennessee. Lamar Peters drives the lane, gets the 2-and-1 bucket. The Volunteers dominating hard at home over the Bulldogs. MSU falls to 9-8 in SEC play. Next up, they finish out SEC play to Texas A&M on Saturday. Let's head to some JUCO action. NEMCC taking on Jones in the NJCAA tournament. That was Lenora Abrams from Daisha Rogan, and she sinks the 2-point jumper for a 10-point first half. Daisha McGloster knocks down a 3-point shot from in front of the Lady Tiger Bet, and then Sherelle Jones gets a feed from McGloster, makes a nice move in the post. She recorded her 13th double-double of the season. A hard fight for the Tigers, but Jones prevails, 72-61. Ingomar taking on North Forest. The winner plays in the championship. First quarter, North Forest gets the first points in the game. Dominique Moore pulls the deep 3. Eagles take an early lead. Now, second quarter, Falcons up by 1. Hunter Bynum hits a cunning Trent Bradley for the score, putting Ingomar up by just 1 possession. But the next Ingomar possession, Trent Bradley putting on the moves. Nathan Whedon in the corner knocks it down. The Falcons now leading by 6. And then right before the half, Bradley this time going to be driving and kicks to Brandon Keys, who penetrates and hits the pull-up off the glass. Ingomar up 8 at the break. Now moving into the fourth quarter, Ingomar up 1 with 30 seconds left. Keelan Hall passes to Zach Sugars, breaks the press, makes the layup, puts Ingomar ahead by 3, and they go on to close the deal. Ingomar advances to the championship game, winning a final score. Ingomar 36, North Forest 31. The Falcons will play Bay Springs in the 2A state championship on Friday. 2A girls state semifinals, Calhoun City facing off against West Lincoln. West Lincoln came out ready to hoop. Megan Gerald dots Elizabeth Stockner in the corner for the J. The second quarter now, Wildcats ball to Catrice Honey on the break. Finds a Jayla Mays for the layup. The Wildcats down 1. And then right before the half, Skylar Hall finds Caitlin Dickerson for the bank shot. The Wildcats trailing by 2. Now it'd be the fourth quarter. Wildcats down 7. Conley Langford gives it to Quay Bailey, who makes it in the post, cutting into the lead. And down by 3. To Catrice Honey puts up the last chance shot for the Cats. In and out, it's no good. Calhoun City loses and finishes the season with a 32-2 record. That's it for sports. Your last look is next. Stick with us.
Finally tonight, today is Mardi Gras, and students at Annunciation Catholic School, they got in on the Fat Tuesday fun. The school held its annual parade this afternoon. This year's theme was Mardi Gras Roundup. 7th graders, they teamed up with kindergartners to lead the parade and threw moon pies, which sounds pretty good right now, and beads. Now, Mardi Gras marks the end of carnival season and one last blowout before Ash Wednesday and the beginning of Lent.
Our 7-day forecast to start off pretty chilly, Scott. 40s one more day tomorrow, 50s Thursday, 60s Friday, 70s Saturday. Once that warmer air does move in, though, we are going to see the potential for a couple of strong to severe storms on Saturday. We're going to get a better idea of what exactly we can expect as we go later throughout the week. We're definitely going to keep our eye on that and let you know as it grows closer.
We'll take that sunshine tomorrow, though.
Yes, enjoy it while
We're
it
not
lasts.
liking this cold. All right, thanks, Jacob. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.